Good morning, students. A warm welcome to the new academic year 2020-21. My name is Mrs. Ashwini Vadkar. I am going to teach you General Science. Students, look at this picture. What does it show? Yes, this picture shows hierarchy in classification of living things. Let's know the meaning of hierarchy. Hierarchy refers to the taxonomic classification of living things in successive levels of complexity. This has 7 levels, namely kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus and species. The highest level in this classification is kingdom, while species is the lowest. Let's understand it with the help of classification of human beings. Human beings are included in kingdom Animalia because they are animals. Phylum Chordata because they have spinal cord. Class Mammalia because they have mammary glands. Order Primates because these are the mammals with large brain. Family Hominidae. These are the animals that are large apes. Genus Homo means man. Species Sapiens means wise. Thus, scientific name of human beings is Homo sapiens. That means wise man. This scientific name has 2 parts such as genus and species. Such method of naming is called as binomial nomenclature. A Swedish scientist, Carl Linnaeus, introduced binomial nomenclature. While writing the name in this classification, the levels of hierarchy considered are genus and species. With this information, let's now begin with first chapter, that is living world and classification of microbes. Students, what do you see in this picture? Yes, this picture shows a great variety of plants and animals. Each living thing is different from one another with respect to their habits, habitats and characteristics. They show adaptation according to geographic regions, food ingestion, defense, etc. While adapting, many differences are seen in the organisms of the same species too. This is called biodiversity. Let's study need of classification. According to 2011 census, around 87 million species of living things are found on earth. They live on land and in water. In order to study such a vast number, it was necessary to divide them into groups. So, groups and subgroups were created considering the similarities and differences among the living organisms. This process of dividing living organisms into groups and subgroups is called biological classification. Let's study about the scientists and their classification. Carl Linnaeus in 1735 divided living world into kingdoms such as kingdom Vegetabilia and kingdom Animalia. Scientist Haeckel in 1866 formed 3 kingdoms, namely Protista, plants and animals. Scientist Chatton in 1925 created 2 groups, namely prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Scientist Copeland in 1938 divided living organisms into 4 kingdoms, namely Monera, Protista, plants and animals. Robert Harding Whittaker in 1969 divided living organisms into 5 groups, namely Monera, Protista, fungi, plantae, and Animalia. This classification is known as Five Kingdom classification, and presently it is followed. Let's study classification in a glance. In 1735, Carl Linnaeus divided living organisms into 2 kingdoms, such as plant and animal. In 1866, Haeckel divided living organisms into 3 kingdoms, such as protist, plant, and animal. In 1925, Chatham formed 2 kingdoms, such as prokaryote and eukaryote. In 1938, Copeland formed 4 kingdoms, such as Monera, protist, plant, and animal. In 1969, Robert Whittaker formed 5 kingdoms, such as Monera, protist, fungi, plant, and animal. Let's study about criteria used for classification of living things by Robert Whittaker. First criterion is complexity of cell structure. That means whether the structure of cell is simple or complex. On this basis, he classified living organisms into prokaryotic and eukaryotic. Prokaryotic organisms are the unicellular organisms that lack membrane-bound nucleus, mitochondria, and other organelles. Whereas eukaryotic organisms are the organisms that have well-developed nucleus and membrane-bound organelles. Second criterion used by him is complexity of organisms. That means whether the body of organisms is made from single cell or with many cells. If the body of organism is made from single cell, then they are called as unicellular organisms. For example, amoeba, paramecium. Whereas if the body of organism is made with many cells, then those organisms are called as multicellular organisms. For example, human beings. Next criterion used by him is mode of nutrition. That means consumption of food. On this basis, he classified living organisms into 3 types. Plants. Plants are called as autotrophs because they perform photosynthesis and prepare their own food. Fungi. Fungi are called as saprophytes because they grow on dead and decaying matter and derive its nutrients. Animals. Animals are called as heterotrophic organisms as they are dependent on other organisms for their food, and animals are also called as ingestive because they take their food inside the body. Next criterion used for classification is lifestyle. That means the way of behavior. On this basis, living organisms are classified into 3 types. Plants. Plants are called as producers. Animals. Animals are called as consumers. Fungi. Fungi are decomposers. Next criterion used for classification is phylogenetic relationship. Phylogenetic relationship refers to the relative times in the past that species shared common ancestors. Eukaryotic organisms have evolved from prokaryotic organisms, whereas multicellular organisms have evolved from unicellular organisms. Now, let's study five kingdom system of classification in a glance. Living organisms are broadly classified into prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Prokaryotes are the unicellular organisms and are included in kingdom Monera. Eukaryotes are further divided into unicellular and multicellular organisms. Unicellular organisms such as amoeba, paramecium, etc. are included in kingdom Protista. Multicellular organisms are further divided into kingdom Fungi, kingdom Plantae and kingdom Animalia. Kingdom Fungi has the organisms with cell wall, but they cannot perform photosynthesis due to absence of chlorophyll. Kingdom Plantae has plants that have cell wall and can perform photosynthesis due to presence of chlorophyll. Kingdom Animalia includes all the animals that do not have cell wall. In this session, we have studied biodiversity found in living things, classification of living things by various scientists, five kingdom classification by Robert Whittaker, and criteria used for classification. In next session, we are going to study about characteristics of kingdoms. Thank you.